week or two, there were two things that happened in the news that, or maybe not the news, but like pop culture. I was out here on these internet streets, and I was reading, I was looking at, I was watching video about two things that I felt like kind of went together, even though they not really related. But I felt like this was a topic that needed to be told for me. I need to talk to somebody about it, and y'all here to listen, so let's get it. First off, I know that if y'all are out here and you know about the whole Amanda Seales situation, because you've been on the internet streets with me, you know that there was this whole controversy about Amanda Seales not getting invited to a party, and her going to the party and she got in and they kicked out, and her making a big deal about it or whatever, okay? And she also, because Amanda Seales has a podcast, she spoke about it a bit on her podcast, because she got an Instagram page that a lot of people look at. She talked about it a little bit on her Instagram page. Like, she spoke about it, okay? And in speaking about it, people formed an opinion about Amanda Seales as a person. I'm gonna leave it there right quick. Then another story came out where the singer Tank, I don't know if y'all remember him, but he is a R&B singer, and he went on a podcast called Lip Service, and he had a conversation. There was a clip taken from that conversation that spoke about how many penises people need to enjoy before. I'm trying to be kind of PG, but if you look up the story, look up Tank and penis, how many penises, it'll give you the whole thing. But I watched the full podcast, so I'm that's why I'm coming to you guys. But the clip was, how many penises does a man need to partake before he's considered gay? Okay, and so there has been all this controversy about Tank and the number of penises, and Tank talking about gay people, and Tank being homophobic and all of these things. And my situation that I want to speak about is misunderstanding, because we'll know the whole story. Okay, Amanda Seales recently just went on the Breakfast Club herself, and Tank went on the Breakfast Club as well. And they both were trying to talk about the fact that even though I do all of these things, and Tank was out because he's promoting his new album that came out that I hear is fly. And Amanda Seales is out right now because she's promoting the new book that she just released, which I'm sure is interesting. I don't know anybody who's read it, but I ain't gonna act like it ain't. I'm not gonna read it because I like Amanda Seales. But the issue was that these two things that happen in media, in the eyes of the people, now have become their only thing. Now the truth is, with Tank was trying to talk about cheating. He was asked a question about lying. One of the hosts on the show said that her boyfriend told her that he lied to her twice. Tank was saying that don't necessarily make him a liar. That means he lied twice. But is he a liar in general? No. So because he said that, somebody said, oh, so 2 times lying don't make you a liar? And he was like, no, not necessarily. Then he said, I've done, some construction work twice, but that don't make me a construction worker. It just means that I, did a thing twice. And that was his argument. So this is what he was arguing. And then another one of the hosts, because there's 3 on the show he was on, another one of the hosts goes, oh, well, what about if a man sucks a penis? If he does that twice, does that make him gay? And Tank was like, I don't know. If he do it once, maybe he was like, I'm not really sure if I, enjoyed it or not, I'll try it again just to see. And then the second time could have been like, nah, this ain't my thing, and move from there. And that was Tank's take. Is like, I don't know, maybe if they try it twice, that doesn't make them gay. That just means they tried something twice. People took that out of context, decided that was the only clip that they were going to use because we homophobic people and we want to always like make people like this whole talk about gay anything is always a big subject, where it really wasn't even a big topic on this show. They didn't go into no deep dives about homosexuals or any of that, but that's the only clip that came. People were sending me the clip. People were sending me news articles and everything, like Tank talking about gay people, Tank doubling down on gays. Tank said, Tank said that you don't have to be, that you're not gay if you do this. Tank is the new case of what gay is. And it was like, you didn't see the whole thing. My man's really wasn't talking about gay people. He really didn't even, he didn't bring it up. He was just trying to still cover his whole point of, you ain't a liar if you lied twice. And that was the thing. But people changed the narrative, and then people start calling Tank gay, like he must be gay, which is why he said 2 don't count, because maybe Tank had 2 and he don't want people to say he gay. It was like it was a lot going on that made everybody just believe a thing about a person. Amanda Seales then went on the Breakfast Club, and she was talking about, when she said these things about the party and how that reacted, that people then decided that was the all of her. And one of the things is that even though they're celebrities, this thing is true for the everyday person. It's just like, people in general don't know the totality of you, but will make decisions about you based off of the small portion of you that they believe they know about you. Okay? And this, for me, was something that I had to learn out for myself too, because it's just, you shouldn't fight all day and every day to try to get the masses to believe that you're not what they believe you are, because they're never going to be able to see all of you. You know what I mean? Like your close friends. Y'all know some of my close friend. And when I'm talking with Summer can see me be silly. Summer can see me be emotional. Summer gets me being the deep thought person. Summer gets me to be the shallowest ends of me. She see the totality of me, because our love for one another allows for safe spaces for me to be all of who I am. But when you at work, you ain't giving them people at the office or the gym or the school or the wherever you work, the hospital, the group home, the bus, wherever you work, you're not giving those people all of you. And so they're going to form an opinion about you based off of the representation of yourself that you show there. Those people cannot know the all of you. And sometimes even like your family doesn't know the totality of you, right? There's a lot of us who have family members like our mama, our auntie, even our brothers or sisters, that we don't share all the intimate parts of us because we call in our friend like I call Summer, Now, the good thing for me is I'm able to speak those things to somebody, and most of us are. But my expectation isn't that the people that I go to church with know the totality of me. And I know that those people have an opinion about me that I would not say would be an accurate statement of me as a whole, because they don't spend a lot of personal, intimate time with me. They don't have a lot of conversation with me about a lot of the things that I feel, a lot of the things that I know. A lot of the times, a lot of people I go to church with don't even have a lot of conversations with me about how I really feel about the Lord. And so, or how I feel about the Black church, or how I feel about worship, or any of that. There's a lot of people who don't even have the totality of my faith in places where my faith is all that should be the focus. So I thought it great when listening to these things and hearing people like, oh, he gay, I know he gay. And I'm like, how you know he gay? You don't even know him. Like, you've never even met him. You don't even know what his space feels like to decide that you know what a person is. And it's amazing that we would do that as a group of people, because we get real upset when somebody misunderstand us on Facebook. Like, I've seen many people post something, what they post is not really what they meant to say, and then people start commenting underneath it. Sometimes I'm one of those people who will start being like, nah, bro, because this and that, and you didn't even see it this way or whatever. But I don't really know you. I don't know your heart. I don't know your spirit. I don't know your truth. I don't know anything. So I'm making an opinion about your person based off of one little post you done posted. That ain't true. Y'all post like 4 or 5 different posts that I've seen, and I'm just kind of like, is this who you are? Because that ain't cute. But I'm sure people see me post some things and they're just like, I don't like her because of that. And it's like, but you don't even know me. You don't even know me. But my truth is that we shouldn't argue with everybody about this. Like, you shouldn't get upset because at people for forming an opinion based off of what we presented to them, because you should already know that they don't really know you. So whatever they think about you can't be the truth, because they don't know the truth of you. But we also should understand that we're not giving people our truth, and so we can't expect people to see us as any more than what we've given them. You know, when I was working at my job, because we all know I went back there. When I first started working at my job, literally the first 5 years of working at my job, nobody really knew anything about me. The only thing they knew about me was that I go to church on Sunday religiously, that I sing there, and that I go to rehearsals during the week. Okay. And so every time any of my coworkers would come in to me, it would just be like, if they said any cursing, they would be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. They wouldn't talk to me about anything, because the truth is, some of them they're not church goers. And so they felt like they didn't have a connection with me. My job moved me from one location to another location and let me also say that most of the time when I first worked there, I worked alone. I didn't ever had to see anybody that I needed to have conversations with. It seemed like it was a little bit lonely, but sometimes it was good for my mental, because I was going through a lot of things. But then about year 5, they moved me to another location. In that location, I had to work with at least one other person consistently every day. When I started to have people to have conversations with, before the people would see me in passing, sometimes they would see me at like a staff meeting, and I'm not giving y'all my personality or whatever at a staff meeting. I'm sitting there, honestly, we ain't gonna lie, sometimes tired as days, because I worked nights at the time, and so we had to do these staff meetings in the morning, whatever. But I wasn't like, talking, we weren't having conversations there. But then when they moved me to the second location, the new location, I had to have conversations with people that had seen me and have known me for known of me for a number of years. But now, because we're having conversations, they getting to know me, and they're getting to understand that I'm not a Bible thumper that don't do nothing but quote scriptures all day, that I like pop culture. I listen to different genres of music, that I watch TV shows that we could relate to, that I dated somebody, that I had a crush on somebody, that I like to wear these different color nail polishes, that I like to wear different color lipsticks, that I like to, put on makeup. Because like I said, I worked at night. Yeah, I was in almost pajamas when I went to work. And I wasn't in pajamas, but it was mad casual when I went to work at my job, because that was something I was allowed to do. And then, I like to dye my hair. I was into tattoos. I was into piercings. Like, they found all these things out about me. The first 5 years, they would have told one story about me, and I'm sure that there was some circulation, like, man, you go up there if you want to, she cool or whatever, but, she ain't about nothing but church. Don't say nothing. Watch your words, don't cuss around or whatever. Then when they started to learn more about me, everybody, the words was flying free. They was just like, F this, S, HD, like all the words was coming out, okay? And there was no more of that, oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, forgive me, I'm sorry, I know I shouldn't cuss in front of you. Wasn't none of that, And people started telling me parts of them too, because the scope of who they could see me as got wider. I couldn't have been mad. I was never mad at anybody, because I knew that I presented what I presented seemed to be that I was one-dimensional, and that, I was just about that one thing. But then when they started to see the other dimensions of me, they, one, treated me differently. Two, they gave me more of them. And the story now that they would need to tell about me was broader. And that's what we don't do a lot of times. A lot of times what we do is we just take that small little scope, think we know everything about somebody, and then we just run with that and talk about that and let that be a thing. And there's a lot of people who will go on social media and will say all of these negative things to a person about them. Like, Amanda Seales was saying that she got a lot of messages like, kill yourself because you think this way, and you should kill yourself because you said this. And it's like, kill yourself because you don't agree with what somebody said. You don't know everything about her. You don't know what she cry about. You don't know what she laughs about. You don't know, how her connection with her mother is. You don't know how she feels about not really having a connection with her father. That means that you don't really know about her. And I know I know small bits of those things about her because I've tried to learn more than one thing about her. And we still ain't friends. Like, I never spoke to her. She don't even know I exist. So, forming an opinion about somebody based off a small thing, and we do that a lot of times, like when we have friends, and our friend will tell us about somebody, or it's a coworker, and we think we know all about this coworker because she come in every day with that same meal, and it's like, yeah, you think that that's ridiculous, but the truth could be that she lost her house before she got to this job. That her house, she had a house fire, she lost everything, and so to save money she just keep eating the same stuff. Like, that's the truth that we don't even think about, unfortunately, when we're doing all of this. And what I also, when Tank was out, he was saying that he got a lot of tweets and messages too that was telling him that he should kill himself, that people were attacking his character based off the fact that they saw the clip, they didn't even watch the full video, which is available. Like, these things are available. You can really watch them. You can go ahead on and like do research, but we don't want to do that much work. We don't want to put in that much time with people because that's a lot of work, but we expect it. We expect people to put in a lot of work for us, and it doesn't work that way. Now, my last example of people, like not knowing and understanding is like, I have a person that I know. I was about to call him a friend, but I don't know if we friends. I have a person that I know who was just like, they're tired of people feeding off of them. And they don't, they just don't want to do it. And so they felt like they wanted to be in a selfish place and just only worry about them. But then they turned around and said that they want people to give to them. They want people to pour into them. And I was saying, well, then, like, you want to be a feeder. And they were like, I don't want to be a feeder. I'm not a feeder. I just want people to do these things because they did these things to me. And I'm like, yes, but you feel drained and tired from them. And because she didn't see the totality of what was happening, she could only see the glimpse of where it just only, connected to her. And we have to understand that a lot of times most of the time, we really are looking at just glimpses of people. We're not looking at the full and totality of a person. And then we're making a lot of judgments, and mostly negative judgments, about people based off of the small glimpses that we see of people, when we want people to realize the totality of us and address us as we are, all of the things and all of the aspects of our whole life. And that is just not possible. This is why I think that judging people and making decisions and deciding the worst of people is never the best route to go. Now, people will be negative in your life. That doesn't mean that they are negative people. People can be toxic in your life. That doesn't mean that they are toxic people. Sometimes we just don't work together, and we have to understand that there is a time and a space for people to be the positive and the most positive that they can possibly be. And for some people, people will tell a story about you or others about how great a person is. There are also another group of people who will be able to look at that same person and even you, and they will be able to say that you were the worst person in their life. You were somebody toxic to them. The toxicity is real, and to stay away from them. And both of those things can be true about you and anybody else. And to expect and to require that somebody needs to always be all of one thing at all times is unfair to them. It is unfair to you. It is unfair to the experiences that we will have in the world. We just all need to be able to be all of the things that we are capable of being, and sometimes that's what holds us back from our greatness. And then there are people who are able to push past that, and they are able to achieve their greatness because they understand that the totality of them is not seen in the ways in which we would like them to be. Now, I don't know, y'all, but that's all I have for today. You know already that I'm out here on social media. You can check me out. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram heavy. There is a YouTube page, a Facebook page that I'm trying to start some forums on or anything, but that takes a lot of work, and I still gotta go to work, so I'm working on it. But ride with me. I'm here just about every week trying to have conversations with you guys. And, meet me back at any time. You already know I get happy as hell to get up on here and have a conversation with y'all. But I also get a little sad because it has to come to an end at some point. You also know that you don't have to take anything I say as fact. After all, I'm just saying.